Good morning, dear friend. Before your feet touch the floor, and before your mind starts racing through everything waiting for you today, remember this. You do not have to solve the whole day before breakfast. Maybe you woke up already thinking about the bills, the appointment you cannot stop worrying about, the conversation you have been putting off, the family member who needs you, or that situation that still has no clear answer. Sometimes the morning is quiet, but our minds are anything but quiet. We can be lying perfectly still while our thoughts are already 10 hours ahead. So before the notifications, before the schedule, before everyone starts asking something from you, stay here for a moment. This Thursday morning is not just another square on the calendar. August 27th is a day you have never lived before, and the simple fact that you opened your eyes today is worth noticing. God has given you another morning, another breath, another opportunity to walk with Him. And maybe gratitude does not come easily today. I understand that. It is easy to say thank you when life feels settled, but some mornings we wake up carrying questions from yesterday. We wonder how things will work out. We wonder whether the money will be enough, whether our family will be okay, whether the door we have been waiting on will finally open, whether we have enough strength for one more demanding day. Yet right here, before any of those questions receive an answer, there is something steady we can hold on to. God is already present. You are not walking into this Thursday alone. He sees what you are carrying. He understands the thoughts you have not explained to anyone. He knows where you feel tired, where you feel uncertain, and where you are quietly hoping for something to change. So, Lord, before I ask you for anything, I simply want to notice what you have already given me. Thank you for waking me up. Thank you for the breath in my lungs. Thank you that my story is still being written. Thank you for mercy that meets me here, not after I have figured everything out, but here, exactly as I am. Today I will not allow tomorrow's worries to steal this morning's grace. I choose to slow down. I choose to notice your goodness. I choose to begin with you. Father, settle my heart before the noise of this day grows louder. Remind me that I do not need every answer right now. I only need enough faith for this moment, enough grace for the next step, and the quiet confidence that wherever this day leads, you will be there. Thank you, God, for Thursday, August 27th. Thank you for another beginning. Thank you for being here before this day even began. And as your heart becomes a little quieter, begin to notice what is already around you. So much of life can become familiar that we stop seeing it as a gift. The coffee brewing in the kitchen, the clean water running from the faucet, a bed that held you through the night, a roof above you, a phone that lets you hear the voice of someone you love, food for today, clothes to wear, a place to go, even when that place comes with responsibilities you sometimes wish were lighter. Father, thank you for the ordinary blessings I overlook, because I have seen them so many times. Thank you for life itself. Thank you for eyes that can recognize another morning, ears that can hear the sounds around me, hands that can work and serve, and a mind that can still learn, remember, hope, and dream. Not everything in my life is exactly where I want it to be, and I will not pretend that it is. There are needs I still bring before you. There are unanswered questions. There are people I worry about. There may be financial pressure sitting quietly in the background, a relationship that needs healing, a decision that feels bigger than I expected, or simply the tiredness that comes from carrying responsibilities day after day. But gratitude does not require me to deny what is difficult. Gratitude helps me remember that difficulty is not the whole story. You have been good to me in ways I noticed and in ways I probably missed. You provided when I was wondering how things would work out. You gave strength when I felt drained. You placed people in my life who encouraged me, corrected me, loved me, or simply stayed. Thank you for family. Thank you for friendship. Thank you for every sincere conversation, every unexpected kindness, every meal shared, every safe return home, every small moment of laughter that made a heavy day feel lighter. This is why morning prayers to start your day can become more than a routine. They remind the heart to look again, to see grace where we had started seeing only ordinary life. Dear friend, if this prayer reflects what you want to carry in your heart today, write this declaration in the comments as an act of faith. I choose gratitude, and I trust God with today. Let those words be more than a comment. Let them become your decision. Father, thank you for what I have, for what you have protected me from, for what you are providing even now, and for blessings I cannot yet see. I choose to remember. I choose to give thanks. I choose to trust you. When my attention drifts toward what is missing, gently bring me back to what your grace has already placed in my hands. You see me, you know what I need, and even while I wait for some prayers to be answered, there is still goodness here, still mercy here, still something worth thanking you for today. And when I begin to notice the goodness that is still here, something else becomes clear. I did not arrive at this moment by my own strength alone. Father, when I look back, I can remember days when I truly did not know how things would work out. There were seasons when the numbers did not seem to add up, when the future felt uncertain, when waiting became exhausting, and when I carried concerns about people I loved that nobody else could fully understand. There were nights when my body was tired, but my mind would not settle. There were mornings when I got up, made the coffee, answered the messages, went to work, took care of responsibilities, and looked completely fine to everyone around me, while inside I was quietly asking you for help. You saw all of it. You saw the worry I never explained. You saw the disappointment I tried not to show. You saw the prayers that became only a few whispered words because I did not have the energy to say anything more. And still, you carried me. You gave me enough strength for one more step, then another, then another. Some problems disappeared, and some did not. Some prayers were answered in ways I recognized immediately, while other answers took longer than I wanted. That is real life. Faith does not mean every difficult season suddenly becomes easy, but when I look behind me, I can see evidence of your faithfulness in places I once thought were only filled with uncertainty. I remember doors that closed and later understood why. I remember moments when help arrived at exactly the right time. I remember people you placed beside me when I needed encouragement. I remember strength showing up when I was sure I had none left. Father, thank you for carrying me through what I thought might overwhelm me. Thank you for protecting my heart when disappointment could have made me bitter. Thank you for staying close when I felt lonely. Thank you for providing what I needed, sometimes through unexpected people and ordinary circumstances that did not look miraculous at first. I am still here, still breathing, still believing, still learning to trust you. And dear friend, whatever you are carrying quietly today, remember this. The chapter you are living right now is not the only evidence you have of God's goodness. Look back for a moment. Remember what you survived. Remember the grace that met you there. God saw you then, and God sees you now. Father, if you carried me through yesterday, I can trust you with what I cannot understand today. I do not need to know every detail of what comes next. I remember your faithfulness, and that memory gives my heart courage to keep walking. And because I remember how faithfully you have carried me, Father, I do not want fear to decide how I enter what comes next. I have spent enough mornings imagining problems that never happened, replaying conversations that were already over, and trying to prepare myself for situations I could not control anyway. Worry can feel productive because the mind stays busy, but being busy inside does not mean I am moving forward. Sometimes I am simply wearing myself out before the day has even had a chance to unfold. So today, I choose faith. Not because every question has been answered, not because every problem has disappeared, not because I suddenly know exactly what you are doing. I choose faith because I know who you have been to me. You have been patient when I was impatient. You have been steady when my emotions changed from one hour to the next. You have remained faithful when I could see the way forward and when I could not. Your word reminds me in Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6, to trust in you with all my heart, and not depend only on my own understanding, but to acknowledge you and allow you to direct my path. Lord, I need that truth today. My understanding is limited. I can see what is happening right now, but I cannot see everything you are arranging beyond what is visible to me. So I choose faith before fear. I choose trust before worry. I choose your wisdom before my assumptions. I choose your peace before the endless noise in my mind. These peaceful prayers are not an attempt to pretend that life is easy. They are a way of bringing real life into your presence and saying, Father, I cannot control all of this, but I know you are here. Maybe there is a phone call I am nervous to receive. Maybe there is a decision I have been delaying because I am afraid of choosing wrong. Maybe I am waiting for financial relief, an opportunity, healing in a relationship, or simply some sign that I am moving in the right direction. You know, you see every detail, and I do not have to carry tomorrow while I am still standing in today. Give me faith for this moment. Give me grace for the next step. When fear starts writing stories about what could go wrong, remind me of what you have already brought me through. When doubt gets loud, remind me that your faithfulness is louder. I choose to trust you. I choose to follow you. I choose to rest in you. I may not know what is around the corner, but I know I will not meet it alone. God is with me. God sees me. God will give me what I need when I need it. Father, let that truth settle deeper than my worry today. I release the need to understand everything before I trust you. I will walk forward with faith, one ordinary step at a time. And with that faith in my heart, Father, I want to stop gripping this day as if everything depends on me. I give it to you. I give you my schedule, including the parts that may not go according to plan. I give you my work, the responsibilities waiting for me, the deadlines, the meetings, and the decisions I need to make. I give you my finances, especially the numbers that make me uncomfortable and the expenses I keep thinking about. I give you my family. Watch over the people I love when they are near me and when they are miles away. I give you my relationships, including the ones that feel easy and the ones that have become complicated. I give you the conversations I am looking forward to and the conversations I would rather avoid. Lord, I even give you the things I have not told anyone because I do not quite know how to put them into words. You already understand. Sometimes I carry responsibilities so long that I forget I am carrying them. They simply become part of the background of my life. I wake up thinking about them. I drive to work thinking about them. I stand in the grocery store thinking about them. Then I wonder why I feel tired before the day is over. Father, teach me a different way. Your word says in 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7, to cast all my anxiety on you, because you care for me. So I am bringing it to you now, not the polished version, the real version, the uncertainty, the pressure, the hopes I am almost afraid to hope for, the people I cannot fix, the outcomes I cannot guarantee. I place them in your hands. I release what belongs to tomorrow. I release what belongs to other people. I release the need to control every outcome. I choose to trust you with what I understand, and I choose to trust you with what I do not understand. God sees me. God is with me. I do not have to carry this day alone. Father, if my plans change, keep my heart steady. If something takes longer than expected, give me patience. If an opportunity appears, give me wisdom. If a door stays closed, help me trust your direction instead of forcing my own way. I surrender my plans, but I do not surrender my hope. I surrender my worry, but I hold on to faith. I surrender my need for control, and I receive your peace. This day is in your hands, and for the next step, that is enough. And because this day is in your hands, Father, I ask you to go before me into every place I will enter. Lead me before I make decisions based only on pressure, emotion, or fear. Guide my steps when the right direction seems obvious, and guide me even more when I honestly do not know what to do. There are moments when we want a clear sign, a simple answer, something unmistakable. But life does not always arrive that way. Sometimes we have two choices that both seem reasonable. Sometimes we have to speak before we feel completely ready. Sometimes plans change at the last minute, and what looked certain yesterday suddenly feels uncertain today. Lord, meet me there. Your word says in Psalm 32 verse 8 that you will instruct me and teach me in the way I should go. I hold on to that promise. Give me wisdom that is calm, not rushed. Give me discernment to recognize what deserves my attention and what is only distracting me. Help me know when to speak and when silence is wiser. Help me recognize the doors that are right for me and give me enough trust to walk away from the ones that are not. Go before me in my work. Go before me in my conversations. Go before me on the road, in every appointment, in every decision, and in the ordinary places where I might forget how much I need your presence. Protect my family as they move through their own routines today. I cannot be everywhere with the people I love, and sometimes that truth makes my heart uneasy. But you can be with them where I cannot. Watch over their coming and going. Give them wisdom. Surround their hearts with peace. Keep them close to what is good. Father, guard my own heart too. Protect me from unnecessary worry, from reacting too quickly, from carrying someone else's frustration as if it belongs to me. When the atmosphere around me feels tense, help me remain gentle. When someone misunderstands me, keep me from letting one difficult moment define the entire day. When I feel pressure to rush, remind me that hurried choices are not always wise choices. I need your guidance. I need your protection. I need your peace, and I am grateful that needing you is not weakness. It is simply the truth. God is with me. God is ahead of me. God sees what I cannot see. So if plans change, lead me. If an unexpected opportunity appears, guide me. If something does not work out the way I hoped, steady me. Close what needs to close without letting disappointment steal my peace, and open what is right without letting excitement make me careless. Father, order my steps with wisdom, protect what matters most, and help me move through this day with a quiet heart that keeps listening for your direction. And as you guide my steps, Father, teach me to recognize blessing in a deeper way. I do not want to measure your goodness only by what becomes easier, what becomes bigger, or what arrives faster than expected. Sometimes the blessing is peace when nothing around me has changed yet. Sometimes it is wisdom before an important decision. Sometimes it is enough strength to finish what needs to be done without losing myself in the pressure. Sometimes it is a conversation that brings clarity, an unexpected kindness, a needed opportunity, or simply the grace to come home at the end of the day with a thankful heart. Lord, let your blessings rest over every part of my life. Bless the work of my hands, and help me do it with honesty and care. Bless my finances with wisdom, provision, and better judgment about what I truly need. Bless my home with patience and peace. Bless my family with love that is not easily shaken by stress or misunderstanding. Bless my relationships with humility, forgiveness, and the courage to communicate clearly. Where there has been tension, bring gentleness. Where there has been uncertainty, bring direction. Where there has been discouragement, breathe fresh hope into tired hearts. Father, I also pray for opportunities that fit the life you are leading me toward. I do not need every door to open. I need the right ones. Keep me from chasing something simply because it looks impressive from the outside. Give me favor where favor serves your purpose, and give me patience when waiting is actually protecting me from moving too soon. This is the kind of daily faith I want to live with, not a faith that depends on everything going my way, but one that keeps noticing your goodness, even in ordinary moments. You see what I need. You know what my family needs. You know the private prayer I have repeated so many times that sometimes I wonder whether I should keep asking. I will keep trusting. I will keep hoping. I will keep thanking you. Let your blessing look like peace in my mind, strength in my body, wisdom in my choices, kindness in my words, provision for real needs, and grace for whatever I cannot control. If something good comes today, keep me grateful. If something takes longer, keep me faithful. If my plans change, keep me teachable. I do not want blessings that pull my heart away from you. I want every good thing in my life to remind me where it came from. Father, let your goodness shape the way I think, the way I speak, the way I work, and the way I treat the people you place in front of me today. Father, with all of this in my heart, I come closer now, not trying to sound strong, not pretending that everything is fine, but simply bringing you what is real. You already know the places where I feel confident, and the places where I am barely holding on to hope. You know the prayer I have repeated for weeks. You know the concern that returns when the house gets quiet. You know the financial pressure that makes ordinary expenses feel heavier than they should. You know the family situation I cannot fix with one conversation, the relationship that needs patience, the decision I wish someone else could make for me, and the waiting that has lasted longer than I expected. Lord, meet me in those places. For the person listening who woke up anxious today, bring peace into their thoughts. Slow down the rush of what-if questions. Remind them that they do not have to figure out their entire future this morning. For the person who feels exhausted from being strong for everyone else, give them permission, in their heart, to lean on you. They do not have to carry every person, every problem, every outcome. You are here. You see them. You have not forgotten them. Father, for anyone worried about money, provide wisdom for every decision and provision for every real need. Open the right opportunities. Help them notice practical answers they might have overlooked because stress has made everything feel narrow. For the one waiting for direction, make the next step clear enough to take, not necessarily 10 steps, just the next one. For families carrying tension, soften hearts. Bring patience into conversations that could easily become misunderstandings. Help us listen before responding and choose grace when pride would rather have the final word. For anyone feeling lonely, remind them that being unseen by people does not mean being unseen by you. Draw near to them in a way that feels personal and steady. Father, I bring you my own needs too. Where fear has taken too much space in my thoughts, replace it with trust. Where disappointment has made me hesitant to hope again, restore quiet expectation. Where I have become impatient, teach me to wait without assuming that nothing is happening. Where I have been ungrateful, open my eyes again. I choose gratitude for what you have already done. I choose faith for what I cannot yet see. I receive your blessings without demanding that they arrive in the form I imagined. Let your peace be a blessing. Let wisdom be a blessing. Let enough be a blessing. Let a changed heart be a blessing. Let the strength to keep going be a blessing. Lord, I place the people I love in your care, my plans in your hands, my unanswered questions before you, and my future under your guidance. I cannot control everything that comes next, but I can trust you in the middle of it. Stay close to me, steady my thoughts, guide my choices, give me grace for the ordinary moments and faith for the uncertain ones. I am not alone. I am seen. I am cared for. And even while I wait, your goodness is still present. I choose gratitude, and I trust God with today. Father, let that confession stay with me beyond this moment of prayer. When the day becomes busy and my attention gets pulled in different directions, bring me back to these simple words. I choose gratitude. I choose trust. I choose to remember that I am not walking alone. I may face something unexpected, but you will still be present. I may have to wait for an answer, but waiting does not mean we're verash. You have forgotten me. I may feel pressure, but pressure does not have to control my heart. You are my peace in the middle of ordinary life. You are my wisdom when I need to make a decision. You are my strength when I feel tired. You are my faithful companion when the road ahead is not completely clear. Father, let this powerful morning prayer become more than words I heard and then forgot. Let it shape the way I respond today. Help me speak with patience. Help me notice the person who needs kindness. Help me work with integrity, handle money with wisdom, love my family well, and recognize the quiet blessings I might otherwise rush past. I am grateful. I am guided. I am covered by grace. I am not abandoned in uncertainty. I will walk by faith, one step at a time, trusting that you will give me what I need when I need it. And Lord, I ask your blessing over every person praying with me. Bless their home with peace, their work with purpose, their decisions with wisdom, their relationships with grace, and their hearts with renewed hope. Provide for real needs, comfort those who are waiting, strengthen those who are tired. Remind each person that your goodness can still be found in small, ordinary moments. And if these prayers have become a meaningful part of someone's mornings, may they feel welcome to support this channel with a gift or donation, helping the people who prepare and share these videos continue creating a quiet place for prayer each day. There is no pressure, only gratitude for every person who listens, gives, encourages, and prays alongside us. And if you would like to keep walking with this prayer community, you can gently tap like and subscribe so we can meet here again each day. Father, as we move forward now, keep our hearts open to the goodness we have not noticed yet. Perhaps the blessing we are asking for will arrive differently than we imagined. Perhaps your answer will begin with one small step, one peaceful decision, one unexpected moment of grace. Whatever comes, help us recognize that you are already there. We place this day, our loved ones, our hopes, and every unanswered question into your faithful hands. May your peace remain with us, your wisdom lead us, your grace sustain us, and your presence remind us that we never take the next step alone. In Jesus' name, amen.